Realtors, post your buyer side commissions any and everywhere but your MLS. Even though this seems a violation to you, it doesn't to me. Now, don't do it because I said you should. Do it because NAR says you actually can. And you can do that because you have autonomy over your business. This, of course, according to NAR. That's what they say from NAR and their code of ethics, and I quote exactly, any regulation restricting or limiting practice of a realtor in the conduct of their business, unless it concerns ethical practice, is an inequitable limitation of its membership. Any limitation provided it's not unethical. Now, let's say that I'm a seller and I want to offer a commission to a realtor who brings the winning bid to my property. Those are my wishes as the seller. And in offering that commission, I want it to be broadcast everywhere. I want agents to know because I believe as the seller, it's going to help me sell my house sooner and at a better price. That is my thinking, and those are my wishes as the seller. Now, NAR says they have absolutely no limitations provided it's not unethical, and this is not unethical. Now, let me ask you, as an agent who has a fiduciary to me, the seller, is it unethical to broadcast my wishes, or is it unethical to go against my wishes and best interest and not broadcast what I want done with that buyer side commission? You see, it's unethical to not follow my instructions, and in doing so, you as the agent broke your fiduciary with me because you chose to follow the contradictory most recent directive of your association. Yes, in that very common scenario, NAR is telling you, 1, not to follow its written bylaws as I just read to you verbatim, and 2, break your fiduciary with the seller, or as NAR calls them, your principals. Further, NAR goes on to say, and again, this is their exact words, this interpretation affirms the basic agency relationship between the listing broker and the principal as defined in the listing contract. See, it's in the contract, guys, and if it's part of the contract, you have an obligation, a legal obligation to follow it. They continue, a board or multiple listing system rule may not properly interfere with or suspend the relationship established by the terms of the agreement between the broker and their principal. In this case, it's the seller. In other words, NAR explicitly states that your relationship with your client, your seller, is more important and supersedes any rules or regulations that NAR may have on the books. So when NAR says you cannot put a buyer side commission in the multiple listing system, NAR is breaking their own rules, their covenant with you. It's that simple. That is, of course, if you follow and believe NAR's written rules and regulations. So when we look at lawsuits like the one with the Sotheby's agents in Michigan, where they're suing their multiple listing system and state association, I'd say they're going to win, or at least they should win. So post those buyer side commissions. That is, if it's the directive of your seller. It would be me if I was your seller. Now, look at the market that we're in right now. Homes are sitting longer. Concessions are being offered all across the country. Delinquencies on mortgages are going through the roof, as are revolving and installment loan delinquencies. In short, people are up against a wall right now. I don't have to speculate. I know many sales that are taking place right now. They're distressed sales. Sales that have to go through and go through fast because if they don't, bankruptcy and foreclosure are the next steps, and nobody wants that. So ask yourself, as a real estate agent, if you cross paths with a seller that must sell their house and must sell it now, and they don't want, but they need to take advantage of every advantage in selling their home, and they want to offer a commission to the buyer's agent who brings the fastest and winning bid on their home, should they be able to do that? You see, I see a buyer's commission as part of the services. It's going to help facilitate what my needs are, especially if I'm distressed, as so many people are becoming on a day-by-day basis. And that, my friends, includes buyer side commissions. Now, your MLS and NAR, they say that you can't offer that, or you can't mention it in your multiple listing system, thus stunting that seller's ability to direct the sale of their home along with their agent. The MLS and NAR are seemingly going against their own written bylaws, as I just read to you verbatim just a moment ago. And of course, in this scenario, which is taking place all across the country, I believe NAR is working against me, the seller, by limiting my marketing ability to cover their own butts from these lawsuits. None of this is good. Now, of course, if I'm not working with a realtor, but I'm working just with a real estate agent, all of this just goes away. Isn't that funny? So why wouldn't I just do that? which means NAR is now working against its membership constituents. None of this is good either. But I know you're probably not going to quit NAR, and you're probably not going to be swayed by anything I have to say, or even by NAR's own written words. But I do hope you think this through and do the absolute best you can for your seller and share your buyer side commissions in all of your marketing that you do on a property whose sales that you've been entrusted with. I bring this up because I've heard from so many agents who don't share this position. And all I have to say is take it up with your seller and consider the fiduciary for which you are beholden. That, my friends, is sacred. I hope this helps. Hey guys, Oaktree, who is a strictly non-QM company, one thing they do that your A-paper lenders can't do is they have the discretion to make exceptions. They actually manually underwrite their files, meaning if it makes sense, they can do it. So when you have your non-QM deals, make sure you run it by Oaktree first. And oh, by the way, you're going to be shocked at their pricing. Fill out the information down below. It might be a better choice than you think.